Loki and Sylvie's relationship looks like a match made in the multiverse. Or is it? It makes sense for some, but for others, it feels wrong. It's about damn time he has a love life. His brother has had a bountiful love life. From Odin finding a potential prospect for the god of thunder in Lady Sif to Thor falling for Jane Foster, the Norse god has been around. Loki, for all his flaws, still enjoys a massive fan following. Fans want Hiddleston's character to have a significant other in his life because it has been 10 years already. Even a god gets lonely sometime. Well, it's kind of wrong. Only one movie has done this before, making a person fall in love with a different version of your same self. And that is Predestination, a movie literally about paradoxes. Loki and Sylvie's relationship is new to human standards and relationships, but it is still borderline incest and makes a few people cringe. Not gonna lie, sometimes it makes us cringe too when thinking about it. Loki's opening up? It's not many times we see Loki talk about his past life as an Asgardian trickster, before he became the infamous god that fought the Avengers. Loki talking about his personal experiences and how events in his life shaped him as a person was a rare, and frankly really lovable sight. Take the scene where Loki talks about his mother to Sylvie in the train on Lamentis 1. Only a person like Sylvie could bring that side of him out of its shell. Hero falling in love with the villain is age-old cliche. Be it Sherlock falling in love with Irene Adler or Batman falling in love with Catwoman, pop culture is witness to numerous times this trope has been seen in shows, comics, and movies. We mean Loki falling in love with Sylvie was not something we could have anticipated, but that does not mean it's anything new. It's a tried and tested formula. There's a ton of ways things could have been done in a better way rather than making the hero fall in love with the series' antagonist. Loki's legendary narcissism makes this the perfect love story. Loki believes himself so perfect and considers his self as so high and mighty that he finds no one worthy of his attention. And that is why falling in love with Sylvie makes so much sense to him. Since he cannot fall in love with anybody else other than himself, Sylvie presents an opportunity for Loki to do just that, fall in love with himself. The more we think about it, the more intriguing it sounds. We mean who in the entire multiverse had a chance to meet their parallel timeline counterpart and also fall in love with them? The chances of that happening are 1 in a gazillion. Unless you are Loki, that is. Sylvie destined to have no place in the future MCU? There is a high probability Sylvie is just a temporary character only in the series to further the plot. She hails from an alternate timeline, has no friends and family, and will most likely end up dying because she's one person against an entire organization that has been protecting time since its beginning. All signs hint at Sylvie's death, which will come by the time the Loki series comes to an end. Loki's LGBTQ+ status. Marvel has a real opportunity here. Loki is one of the few Marvel Cinematic Universe characters who is openly bisexual. He is also extremely loved and adored by millions of fans all across the globe. Granted, both Loki and Sylvie have been implied to be bisexual. Making Loki fall in love with another member of the community only furthers the cause of the LGBTQ+ community. Looks like Marvel knows what it's doing. Losing Sylvie would break Loki. Loki lost his mother and he blames himself for that mishap. His father died right in front of him. Asgard was destroyed when Hela invaded and the Revengers summoned Surtur to destroy Asgard. Loki has lost literally everything. His family, his friends, and even his home. Apart from his brother Thor, nobody cares about him. If Loki pulls Sylvie into his inner circle and she too mates a similar fate, this would break the god of mischief inside and out. We have seen him cry enough already. Opens a door for Loki's offspring. In the comic books, Loki has had his fair share of children. Some of them, like Hela, ended up becoming Asgardians, gods and goddesses themselves. Other children include an ordinary woman known as Tess Black, whom Loki had watched over for all her life until the Sorcerer of Chaos, Morwen, tried possessing her. Loki may not be the best of fathers, but the guy tries as much as he Asgardianly can. We would love to see Daddy Loki in the MCU. Loki's other romantic interests will probably never see the light of day. Sylvie is new to the fans of both the comics and the movies. In the comics, though, Loki has had his fair share of romantic interests. He had a wife named Sigyn, whom he tricked into marrying him, turning her into the goddess of fidelity. He also had other companions like Zelma Stanton, his assistant when Loki was Sorcerer Supreme. There's also Lee, the love interest of Kid Loki. None of them may never get to the MCU because Sylvie is already there.